Okay, so I've had something on my mind for the last week or two that I wanted to share, and that is the question for myself and maybe other people too. Have I stopped becoming a mum and become a carer instead? And if I have, does it matter? Right, I realise that there is an advantage to calling yourself a carer. I can think of quite a few. Maybe you can think of more. If you can, let me know below. So I think you need to be able to call yourself a carer for getting things like carers allowance and access to the carers centre and all of the other supports and support networks that we need to be able to make our lives easier. I think we also sometimes can use the word carer where someone you meet for the first time says, "So what do you do?" And there's this social expectation that particularly as a younger person, you have a job. And so sometimes being able to say, "Oh, I'm a carer," gets rid of that awkwardness. So that's a situation you might want to call yourself a carer. Maybe a husband or wife or a parent is living with dementia, and maybe you feel like you've lost that person. It might feel easier to think of yourself as their carer. The problem, I think, arises if we say it so many times and so many people call us carers that we lose our true identity, which in my case is being a mum. Next question, does it matter? Yeah, I'm starting to think it does, because when I think of what my role as a parent to my 19-year-old daughter is, it's about, now she's 19, it's about friendship. It's still about educating and guiding her through her young adult life. It's about giving her advice when she wants to take it. Saying I'm a carer feels a bit more about personal care. Being a carer feels a bit more like a job. We even refer to ourselves, rightly so, because we're trying to make a point to government that we are unpaid carers. So that's even more like a job. And don't all rattle off arguments at me below about the fact that we are unpaid carers and we need more financial support. I'm absolutely with you on that one. But just the term itself, if we just look at the term unpaid carers, it makes it a job. And are we losing the fact that actually, regardless of all of that, we are mums, dads, husbands, wives? So what do you think is the difference? Do you think there is a difference? Do you think it matters? I'd be really interested to hear your comments below. Let me know what you think. And if you've got any tips or guidance on how to keep feeling like a mum or a dad or a wife or a husband, let me know, because it might help everybody else. My tips, I don't have the answer particularly, but I wonder whether part of it is realising that this is possibly an issue, identifying what you think makes being a mum, dad, husband, wife feel like that. So for me, it's about sharing times like cuddling on the sofa when you're watching television and going on family days out and enjoying hobbies together and things like that. That's what being a mum feels like to me. So if I can try and identify that and make sure that that is still the biggest part of my life with my son, then I think that helps. But if you've got any tips, I would love to have them. Anyway, thanks for watching.